In the bottom left, in the blue, our Terran player. Give it up for INnoVation! In the upper left, in the red, our Zerg player, he is live!
The map that we have here, I mean, it has a big Zerg symbol in the center of the map, Tasis. Do you think that's going to affect this at all?
It's a sign.
The drone goes right through that center, reaffirms.
INnoVation's going to be really worried when he scouts that and sees that symbol there. Also, speaking of that watchtower, by the way, on a serious note, kind of a funny spot for that watchtower. You can't always see very much in these spawns with both players hugging the left side of the map. What's coming at you? So we'll see how much of a role that plays here. But they are both hugging the left. So Zerg generally in these positions wants to, given Zerg's in the upper right, wants to expand, or in the upper left, excuse me, wants to expand towards the upper right.
That's right. Kind of interesting that he opens up with scouting across the map, but sometimes we do see Terrans go for proxy barracks builds on this map. They want to get this map over with quickly because a lot of times it's considered a little bit Zerg favored. It's very wide open. It's hard to push down little alleys and stuff, and Zerg just kind of, with their high mobility, can kind of run laps around the Terran, especially if they want to go mech here.
Very true. Do you actually think we'll see INnoVation go mech here?
I don't think so. I think he's going to go for bio again on this map,
that's
like
what
we
I'm
saw
thinking
previously.
Too. I think he'll probably go for a pretty strong push here in the mid game.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Something
just
like
try to close it
out.
See if he can maybe get life. Because again, you know, those spaces are a little bit far away. It's like, how does INnoVation take a fifth base on this map? It becomes very difficult.
You know what? That's very true.
Are all over
we're seeing those bases right here, right? INnoVation can take both of those. But if we go just to the right of this, you can see that's not really an easy location for Terran to defend, even though it's close.
Terran, you have to go down a ramp, up another ramp.
Yeah,
so far away.
Yeah, and Zerg can hit you from a lot of different sides. And that's actually the way that Terran has always been, all the way back even before Brood War and vanilla StarCraft. Terran couldn't expand like Zergs and Protoss could in some matchups. So they had to, that's, you know, one of the, where we got a lot of the gaming terms from with turtling was oftentimes referencing Terrans who just stayed back and built up and defended.
And played honorably.
And played honorably, as Joseph would say. So we'll see if that does become a factor in late game if we actually do go into late game.
Yeah, it definitely could become one, that case. We do have speed on the way here for life, so just getting that Zergling speed out to be able to kill off any Hellions or any little pushes that come over to his side of the map. In the meantime, INnoVation getting his factory. Of course, did get that quick command center once again. Definitely a build that he likes quite a bit, but where does he go with it from here? Do we see the starport immediately? It looks like we do, but will we see an armory come up quite quickly, or is he just going to stay on Hellions?
Well, man, that's the big question, right? Because if we see an armory, then we definitely know the direction that the game is going to be going. It's going to be a mech game, but if not, we can expect to see kind of your peanut butter and jelly TVZ, you know, making infantry pushing out, spreading out, Zerg spreading out, and then trying to engage in either the reinforcements or just when the Terran army is a bit out of position.
Well, it looks right now like it's probably going to be Hellion Banshee, which, of course, that's a very old strategy for Terran versus Zerg in StarCraft 2, a very powerful one as well. Oh, maybe not, actually. Not grabbing the tech lab for that starport, but in fact, just getting stim right off the bat, so we can tell this is not going to be mech, and that's not really a big surprise, considering Iron Fortress is very difficult for that unit composition.
Yeah, and that, I think... yeah, I mean, that's not too shocking at all, really. The Hellions now going to push up a little bit. And the game for the Zerg right now is to try to keep the creep going as far as possible, whereas the Terran wants to just deny that. Because when you get into the mid-game, it's so important that the Terran has the ability to connect and push forward and micro the Marines, specifically against Banelings, properly in that engagement. And the more creep there is, the more difficult that is for Terran to pull off, excuse me.
Now, we got to mention here, we have 4 barracks on the way. and no third command center, and he's making a lot of infrastructure to just macro up at the moment, whereas, and he's hiding part of it, by the way, whereas Life is actually going Roaches, Lings, and a Baneling Nest. These are two guys that want to kill each other very early on this map.
And, if he actually sees this coming up here right now, these masses of roaches, I guess it'll depend also if INnoVation actually opts to push out. I think it would be unwise for him to do anything of the sort. And he won't do that now that he sees these roaches and Lings now coming down.
Yeah, that Viking did a fantastic job scouting, even seeing the Baneling Nest morphing there. So INnoVation, he's going to need to turtle up a little bit. He only has one bunker, though. He really should be making more than that, seeing this many units come in.
Banelings are morphing, and Zerg does not care that Terran sees this. It's going to have to take perfect control here for INnoVation to actually hold this. Very nicely placed roaches, zoning out the Hellions so that they can't actually engage. Stim is 10 seconds away. Now note how careful INnoVation's playing here. Already pulling away SCVs. Banelings coming in, and right now INnoVation on the defense.
Oh man, this attack is hitting just before Stim. Stim just finishes now. Baneling getting a good connection there, but the rest of them getting picked off pretty darn well. These medevacs and Marines with Stim doing a great job here, and Life's attack looks like it's not going to do anything.
And we see the Marines and the Hellions actually pushing Life out. The attack was fairly well done. However, it didn't do the damage you needed to do. And we know that because there weren't a ton of SCVs killed there. If you don't get the workers, you're not doing anything but trading an army into an army, where if you kill the workers, they can't be producing any more army.
Yeah, no, that went poorly for Life for sure. Yeah. He put a lot of money into that. He killed a few buildings and a few Marines, but right now INnoVation has 5 barracks Marines. He has a reactor on that starport for his medevacs.
Hold up, Artosis. This is exactly the kind of play Life likes to do. A sick counterattack coming over here, but that doesn't seem to be stopping INnoVation. He's going to continue to push forward. Maybe Life can get the kills he needed to do earlier to maybe punish INnoVation.
Well, right now there is a counterattack here by INnoVation. He doesn't have a lot of units there, and the Lings are in his base. Look at it, it's like 5 units over here trying to counterattack Life, who's starting to kill off some of these SCVs at least. But
actually, INnoVation could just fall apart here. We have Banelings being morphed in over here. Yep. And the expansion and the natural expansion for INnoVation, you can't mine from that right now.
No, this is
actually a huge problem. This Ling counterattack was a bigger deal than the initial attack itself.
The reason he got all of these early buildings is to continually make units out of him. He can't even afford that at the moment. So Life has now thrown him way on the back foot, despite the fact that INnoVation defended the first attack perfectly.
Artosis, we got 18 more Lings being produced right now. There is the possibility of another attack, and it's actually going up even more as he's continuing to hatch them out. And he may try to do a killing blow here with just Ling, Baneling, because there's not actually a lot of room for INnoVation to really stim and spread out and run around against the Banelings. He'll eventually just run into the edges of, the plateau there in which the base is set up on. So there's not much he can do. He may just bludgeon him to death in this next assault.
It's a possibility, definitely. But we do see Life starting to add some more drones. He's getting an upgrade here, realizing, okay, if I don't kill him right now, this game is going to go a lot longer, so he's got to get ready for that. But INnoVation, he's got his economy coming back online a little bit. He's light on SCVs, but of course has those mules, producing a lot of Marines and medevacs right now. And without that Baneling speed ready yet, this is going to be tough for Life to hold on.
You're absolutely right, Artosis. Coming up here, this could be a problem, but it'll also depend on the angles at which they actually engage in. Now, note there were some links back there. We don't see it right now, but below this, INnoVation just looking for anywhere that he can possibly drop and try to set up the next attack. But it looks like Life is ready at every turn there underneath those medevacs, so there's really not much that INnoVation can do.
A great unit split, keeping some of his Banelings and Roaches back at that third base. INnoVation couldn't jump back very quickly and snipe it off. It looks like INnoVation will poke it right now, but with that many units there, he can't really do any damage.
The Banelings, again, is a little bit slow here, not connecting as well, but still, the job that Life is doing is pretty impressive here. We have the Hellbats now coming up, but all the rest of the Lings are coming up here as well. And it looks like INnoVation just going to get decimated in this attack.
Just annihilating all those Hellbats in a matter of seconds. INnoVation not able to really find too much damage. Only 6 drones going down. More and more Lings on the way. Baneling speed and +1 carapace coming up, and that's going to really swing things into Life's favor in the attacks.
Really nicely done here by Life. He's really got some fantastic control, making it work. I wonder if maybe INnoVation overextended a little bit here, especially at the rate that Life is growing right now. If this is maybe somewhat of an overextension here by INnoVation. INnoVation, though, going to loop around and try to regroup, but actually Life coming down here before they can actually drop out of the medevac.
Oh, man, it looks like he's going to go ahead and strong quite a few units here. That +1 carapace doing a great job there for Life Zerglings. Going to pull back for the time being, pick off even more units. Oh, man, INnoVation spread too thin.
Yeah, he's just attacking wherever the Marine numbers are the smallest, and at the very end of that, INnoVation has to pick up and retreat.
All right, well, that's a lot of Lings and Speedbangs making their way down the map. INnoVation coming back. He has a lot of medevacs, but not a lot of Marines to actually kill these off with. We do have those Banelings coming in. A nice split here by INnoVation. Oh, a pretty good connection there, but nice pickup.
Yeah, very nicely done. Good control with the medevacs. We did see those Banelings get canceled. Now, knowing Life, he's probably just going to go use those to counterattack again when Terran pushes out. And that's what makes Life such a good player. INnoVation, though, not stopping with the pushes. And speaking of which, there are Banelings being made, and he will be counterattacking with that. However, at the same time, we really have to keep our eyes peeled on this attack from INnoVation and whether or not Life still has enough to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, Life is winning in the upgrade department. And, of course, he does have these Speedbanes, very importantly, actually coming in right now. And INnoVation catching them, stimming there. That's a very good job. But INnoVation continuing to push. He's got to get more damage done.
Nicely done there, taking out some workers. Meanwhile, Life coming down here, and looks like just barely clean up some of those Marines, but then retreats. Now, notice how he keeps splitting his army up. He's always got a flank here.
Well, right now we do have just more and more scuffles. All these Lings and Banelings coming down, trying to clean this up once again. You know, Life just always has enough Banelings here because the one big advantage INnoVation has is he has 9 medevacs. That's a huge amount for this low amount of supply. So if he can just keep a higher army size, he's going to start to roll Life. But Life just continually picks off these important units.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. Each infantry unit basically has its own healer, but Life has got the perfect balance, whether it be Ling Roach or Ling Bane. He just has that right unit comp every time they fight each other. And that's one of the reasons why INnoVation they're trading blows, right? But it's not like INnoVation's actually necessarily coming out on top. If INnoVation's going to come out on top, it has to be in one big fight that Life loses horribly.
Yeah, and he needs to do it very, very soon. In the next, couple minutes, he only has 23 SCVs. He's standing his ground here, not able to do it quite yet, has to pick up and run away once again. This is really rough. Life's balance of making his units here is fantastic. It's phenomenal. And with twice as many miners as INnoVation, he can't keep it up much longer.
Continuing to stem forward here is INnoVation, but he's not really able to get this title lead here. Once again, in the middle of the transition, there is so fast, so quick. GG, beautiful game by Life. INnoVation hitting a wall over and over and over again. It was not enough, and INnoVation, the player you and I and the rest of the casters, we declared the favorite, probably going to move on. Well, Life is currently up in a 2-0 lead, and the pressure is really on here for INnoVation.
Dude,